Good morning. I am Reverend Melissa McQueen Simmons, the spiritual director for Holy Ground Spiritual Center, as well as the virtual pastor for this community. And I am glad that you are here with us today. Each month we have our holy meal, which is in the Christian tradition, it would be called communion, where we gather together in our virtual space or with your family, your friends, your loved ones in your sacred space to have a meal together so we can celebrate, bring it into another month as family, as friends, as family, as communion. So I invite you to grab your elements at this time if you have not grabbed those. Grab your solid of choice and grab your liquid of choice. I have a few things. I have grabbed, I just went into the kitchen and grabbed I got some bagels that I've just torn the everything bagel, and I have some pita chips that I have grabbed. So that will be my solid of choice. And today I have grabbed some cranberry juice. So I invite you to gather your elements, and this will be a wonderful experience for each of us. Also, we have Roderick McCoy. He is a vocalist of our Living in Truth music team, and he have prepared something special for us today. Pray with me. Yes, pray with me. This silence is intentional. I find it very rewarding to start my day off in meditation as I listen to what Spirit is offering me, as I listen to the messages and memories from my ancestors that I carry with me. And as I listen and see and feel what the divine is doing around me, let's take a moment to just listen. Let's take a moment to feel the presence of God. Let's take a moment to just be as we are in the clothing of our choice, our pajamas, our loungewear. Some of us are up and dressed and ready for the day. I'll now offer a prayer for our community. I'll begin by praying for the violence that has happened or that is happening in our community against Black and brown persons. I pray for the violence that have been experienced from people whom we trust to protect us, to lead us, to guide us. From people we know to people we don't know, in uniform, in leadership. I stand and pray for the violence that has been harmed and caused to our trans community. God, protect them. Protect us. I pray for the health of us. The health as we are navigating this mask or no mask times during this pandemic. Our health, as many of us are trying to decide if a vaccine will or will not work for us and our families and friends or our communities. I pray for the health of us that are dealing with other things that is beyond COVID, from just diagnosis to everything in between. Those dealing with asthma, those dealing with cancer, diabetes, sickle cell, all of these things that may have not been brought to the forefront because of this pandemic. We know that these things are still happening. We know that our humanity need healing and science revolutions around things like these that have caused harm to us with no explanation. I pray for the emotional health of us. Emotional health of us. From the various relationships that we are in and the various capacities that we are called to be in, I pray for our emotional well-being. I pray for our mental well-being. When things get hard, we know that if we can think a thing, we can be it. If we can believe a thing, we can manifest it. If we can open up our hearts to receive the goodwill, we know it will be. In these times, I pray that we feel God's presence in the spirit of this universe covering us. I pray for our children as they are trying to navigate this new norm in school, in life, around parents whom also embrace this new norm, whether working at home or outside of the home. I pray for families and the structures that they have had to create and the different ways that they have had to figure out how to be in the home together. I pray for our seasoned adults as they are also having to embrace this new norm of technology, of being isolated, of trying to decide if that COVID vaccine is for them as well. I pray for the rest of us that are just still trying to navigate what life is, how it has come to be, and our future as we decide to live in our purpose and our call, supporting our family, our friends, our loved ones. And God, we know that you are in the midst. And as we sit in community today, I offer a spirit of gratitude for us that are here, even for us that are our angels, our ancestors surrounding us. And God, I want to offer a special prayer to our own Blander family as they celebrate the life of their mother in love, grandmother. On today, let them know that you got them. And for all of us that are dealing with grief of persons, of things, of vacations, of desires, of dreams that have not come to pass yet. God, we know that there is hope. Continue to show yourself in those spaces when we know, and you know we need to see and feel and hear you most. This is my prayer for community. This is my prayer.
Bread of life, stand down from glory. Things you were on earth, a holy king, a carpenter. You are the living word. Bread of heaven, sent down from glory. Many things you were on earth, a holy king, a carpenter. You are the living word. Bread of heaven, sent down from glory. Many things you were on earth, a holy king, a carpenter. You are the living word. Awesome ruler, gentle redeemer. God with us, the living truth. And what a friend we have in you. You are the living word. Awesome ruler, gentle redeemer. God with us, the living truth. And what a friend we have in you. You are the living word. Jesus, Jesus, that's what we call you. Manger born, put on a tree. You died to save humanity. You are the living word. Jesus, Jesus, that's what we call you. Manger born, put on a tree. You died to save humanity. You are the living word. Jesus, Jesus, that's what we call you. Manger born, put on a tree. You died to save humanity. You are the living word. Jesus, Jesus, that's what we call you. Manger born, put on a tree. You died to save humanity. You are the living word. Oh, 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 you are the living word. Oh, 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 you are the living word. Oh, oh, you are the living word.
Friends, the table is set. Each month, I write a reflection that I call the Holy Times. And this month's theme, or our theme for the quarter, is radical inclusion. And I decided to speak on our community of mental health, those of us that suffer and deal with mental health issues. So as I offer up our holy meal today, I'm reminded of those of us that live in community and thrive in community with mental health issues. Take a minute to gather your thoughts around those that you may know or believe you may know that deal with mental health issues. And as we gather around our table, our virtual space, know that they too want to be included in this table. Think about what you can do to invite them in, those that are thriving and suffering with mental health issues, as we enjoy our holy meal together in community. So, friends, the table is set. In the Christian tradition, it's called Holy Communion. Holy Ground Spiritual Center, we call it our holy meal, as we are mindful that some people aren't Christian, or some people are on their way in another faith in this life journey. So the table is available for everyone. The table is available for you. I invite you to grab your elements if you haven't had the time to. And today I have chosen to use I have some everything bagel and just some pita chips. And I have cranberry juice today. As we gather here today in the sight of the divine, in this sacred space, to participate in this ritual in community, know that we are only a screen width apart, and the God of creation is with us. God transcends the physical distance and the barriers that may seem to keep us apart. And God bounds no time or place. Through this holy meal, know that we are one creation, one body, one church. So I imagine when the hour had came, Jesus was sitting around the table with his friends. And many of us know of some of the stories that have been shared through his friends. And I imagine even back in that time, there were people who suffered with mental illness or issues that were not explained or untalked about, or um, they were isolated from because of it. So at this time, he knew his time had come. And he was sitting around the table with his friends. And he was like, hey, this is my body that I'm going to sacrifice for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And as he sacrificed his body, it was broken. And Jesus did the same with the cup. With the cup, he said, this cup is my new covenant, which will be poured out for you. So as we are in communion together, I invite you to grab your salad of choice and your beverage of choice as we gather this month together in community. And bite and drink and be reminded that there are people that have not been welcomed at the table. There are people who don't even know a table exists. It's just a blessing to just be here, knowing that this could have been another way. So as we take the steps and the strength to move forward in this month of May, know that you are not alone. Let us pray. Eternal God, you have called us from the east, the west, the north, and the south. Thank you for your presence of compassion. Thank you for showing us what love looked like. Thank you for showing us that we too can be a vessel of love. Even during these times that may seem uncertain, God, we know that you are in the midst. God, we thank you in advance for community, the community that we see and the community that we don't see that support us, that shower us with blessings, that pray for us, those that are our intercessors. We know that there are always people praying for humanity, praying for the world, praying for our healing, praying for our peace, and praying for our joy. And God, we thank you in advance. We thank you in advance for those things. And God, as many of us and myself are trying to embrace these new things in life, when it comes to technology, when it comes to just being able to adapt, we are grateful. Because even though we may not see the beauty, the joys, the enlightenment of things that are happening, we know that we can still have hope because you've shown us hope before. God, keep us faithful. Give us strength. Give us peace so we can stay faithful to you, faithful to our purpose in life, faithful to our commitments, faithful to living a life that reflects joy and love and peace and light, even during these times. Oh God, we know that you are here. And as we enter into new things where people are releasing the mask laws, and we're going to be in community more than we were before, as we move into the joys of summer and travel and camping and all these things that we do with our loved ones, protect us. Give us wisdom for those who may not understand or may not know if they are walking around with any type of illnesses, especially COVID. Give them wisdom so they know to wear their mask during these times. Because for people like me who deal with mental health issues, the anxiety of just not knowing if someone is doing what they're supposed to do, or the anxiety of just the unknown, may seem a lot for us. And even as we move into the summer, God, those of us who are dealing with depression or PTSD or being bipolar, any anxiety issues, anything that may require us to rethink and think and navigate what thoughts are happening in our mind that may keep us from being happy, that may keep us from being in community, that may keep us from wanting to live. God, send a special blessing for them, for us. We know that you are with us, but I ask you continue to show yourself a little more for those who need a little more. And God, we are grateful for this moment in community. And we ask all these things in your holy name we pray. Amen. And for some of us that are looking for a community, a faith community, where you can be and share your gifts with the community and with the divine. I personally, Reverend Melissa McQueen Simmons, invite you to Holy Ground Spiritual Center. There are various ways you can engage with us. You can follow us, like us, and share our programs with your community. On this graphic, you can see our website is holyground.org, WHOLYGROUND.org. And on our website, you could find our social media connections. We have Facebook. Some of you are already watching us on Facebook. We have Instagram, which is at Holy Ground. We have Snapchat that we are slowly waking back up because we see that we have some followers on Snapchat, and we have Twitter. So I invite you to check out our social media platforms and follow us. And I mentioned earlier that I write a Holy Times each month, and that too is placed on our website. So that's one way you can engage with us and share our programs with your community and people you know that are looking for a faith space that is authentic, that is liberating, just as you are the authentic being you are. And if you want to become a member of Holy Ground Spiritual Center, which we call a Holy Grounder, you can send a message here as you are watching and say, reach out to me, and we will grab you from social media and find you. Or you could go to our website at holyground.org, where you can put in a request there. Or you can email us at holygroundspiritualcenter@gmail.com. And Vondolyn McQueen Simmons, our administrator and team engagement leader, will reach out to you, and you will begin your journey of being a holy grounder. And should you become a holy grounder and want to be a part of a team, trust me, there is a team for you. And as you can see, we have various teams here, from our Generation Next team to our Seasoned Saints. And our music team, Living in Truth music team, I'm pretty sure you see them quite often, and they are just pretty awesome. We have our mindset team, which you may hear or see more from, especially this month, because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. We have our Christian Element team. We have our Education and Enlightenment team. And these teams are everything that will empower you to be your best spiritual self. As well as Buddhist Breath, this team will help you just get centered as you meditate and reflect on the things that are surrounding you. And then for those of us who write about our faith or just need a way to express ourselves through writing, there's the journaling journey that will give you something, a prompt to write about each month. And then there's our justice team that keep us aware of the matters that are happening in this world that does not create safety or peace or joy for our community. So yes, I invite you to become a holy grounder. I invite you to follow us and like and share our programs. And I invite you to join the team today. On the second Sunday of each month, we have our contemplative worship, for contemplative worship, depending on where you are. And it is a guided meditation. I'll offer a few readings. We'll sit in silence. We'll sit in meditation. We'll sit in reflection. This is probably one of my favorite programs that we have. So I invite you next Sunday, May 9th, which is also Mother's Day, to sit and meditate, write, reflect, pray, rest, and recharge. Also, next Sunday is our Holy Experience. On the 9th of each month, we have a Holy Experience, which will include songs, meditation, reflections, and a holy word by Reverend Melissa McQueen Simmons on next Sunday. It's also Mother's Day, so I'm preparing something pretty special, I believe, and pretty fun. I'm hoping on next Sunday, and it's titled "Can a Sister Get a Little Help?" So I hope to see you then. And the third Sunday of each month, we also have a holy experience. And this holy experience is more, I would say, of the Christian tradition. We follow the Christian calendar for this third Sunday of each month, and I'll offer a preach word, and of course, you'll hear the fabulous music from our Living in Truth music team, and you will get to see some of our other members as they share during this experience. So that will be May 16th at 10 a.m. We also have our Holistic Faith series happening, relationships, sexuality, and intimacy during a pandemic. We was already blessed with Minister Hazel Cherry last month when she shared her offerings about how to have a wonderful relationship that requires you to just be honest with yourself and allows you to give yourself pleasure. And we all know that pleasure looks different for everyone. So check that out on our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel if you want to revisit that before you catch the beautiful Lucretia Van Dyke at the end of this month on May 20th as she shares her insight on relationships, sexuality, and intimacy during a pandemic. And we'll have 2 more months of this with Deontay Turner and Reverend Dale Benson. Also, join us this month, on May 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are reading the Four Agreements, and we'll be reading this book one chapter at a time. So on May 29th, we will discuss the second chapter. I hope to see you there. Oh yeah, and you have to register for this one because this is a Zoom. This is on Zoom, so we don't have. It's not going to be live, so you have to register it on Zoom. And yeah, and once you register for the first one, I believe it automatically signs you up or reminds you of the others. So, and it is our friend time. So, there are various ways you can give to Holy Ground Spiritual Center. There's Easy Tithe. There's Text to Give at 980-326-5001. If you're interested in donating to Holy Ground, you could also visit our website at wholyground.org.
Climbed up to the highest mountain, looked all around, couldn't find nobody. Went down into the deepest valley, looked all around down there, couldn't find nobody. I went across the deep blue sea, couldn't find one to compare to your grace, your love, your mercy. Nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, no, nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Nobody can heal like you can. Oh, most holy one, you are the great I am. Awesome in all your ways, and mighty is your hand. You are healed, carried out redemption's plan. You are healed, carried out redemption's plan. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody greater than you. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Hey, nobody greater, nobody greater.